My bestie deliberately killed me and my baby with a car, only to find out after rebirth that her husband was the mastermind of the stabbing plot. My husband Julian Sutton is busy with work on the day of my prenatal checkup. His childhood sweetheart Vera Levine, with whom he's been amorous for years, offers to drive me. On the way there, she suddenly swerves and rams into the back of a truck. The car is flattened. Julian is a doctor in the emergency room, but I don't call him instead. I dial 911 and wait for assistance. Why I called him in my past life, and he took me to the hospital. Our child was saved, but Vera died due to significant blood loss. Julian claimed not to blame me and even arranged for me to stay in a private hospital ward, but on the day I was discharged, he dragged me to Vera's grave and stabbed me. I lost the child and was on the verge of death as I stared into his bloodshot eyes. They were filled with unbridled hatred as he snarled, "Vera wouldn't have died if you hadn't grabbed the wheel. Don't think I'll believe you just because you were acting innocent. An eye for an eye. I want you to die for her, but only after experiencing the pain she felt in 100-fold. My blood splattered on Vera's gravestone, dyeing it red. When I open my eyes again, I find that I've been taken back to the scene of the accident. After the crash, our car ended up wedged under a truck. A sudden pain in my stomach snapped me back to reality. That was when it hit me. I'd been reborn. I struggled to pull my phone out of my bag. Instead of calling my husband, who was an ER doctor, I dialed 911. Soon an ambulance pulled up. Julian Sutton was the first to appear. He rushed over to the driver's side to help Vera Levine. After he got her out of the wreck, I finally felt like I could speak up and ask the other medical staff for help, but they just brushed me off thinking I was making a scene and ended up lecturing me for a while. I couldn't hold myself up anymore. I collapsed and my pregnant belly slammed into the seat in front of me. Blood started pooling beneath me, soaking through my maternity dress. Still, no one even glanced my way. I gritted my teeth and dug deep to crawl out of the shattered back window. All the rescue equipment was being used on Vera. Julian didn't even glance at me. He just muttered, "You got what you deserved," with a scowl. As pain ripped through my body, I broke out in a cold sweat. Blood dripped from my mouth and down my legs, soaking everything. With every second that passed, I could feel my baby's heartbeat slowing down in my past life. Right after the crash, Mara and I called Julian for help. Since I was pregnant, he decided to take me to the hospital first. By the time he returned, the police had already towed the wreck. Vera had bled out and died right there. They put her in a body bag and left her by the roadside. When Julian returned to the hospital, he calmly delivered the news. He assured me that it wasn't my fault and that there was no need to feel guilty. He even spared no expense to get me a private ward so I could recover. But on the day that I was discharged, he took me to Vera's grave and stabbed me in the stomach. He took our baby's life and our blood spilled across the gravestone. His eyes were filled with nothing but pure hatred. "Do you have any idea what it's like to bleed out, Kate? Don't worry, you are about to find out." Julian pulled the knife out and started stabbing me over and over. Just as he intended, I bled out right there. Since coming back to life this time, I only wanted to get as far away as possible. Never in a million years did I think that he'd still be holding me back. He wouldn't even let me get medical help. My dress was soaked in blood. I collapsed in the pool a bit, my voice barely a whisper as I begged, "Please, save my baby." Atta, a nurse nearby, seemed to notice. She shot me a cold glare, then sneered before leaning down to pat my pregnant belly. "All right, Kate, cut the drama," she said. "We're all getting sick of it. Everyone around here knows that you are jealous of Dr. Sutton's friend. I can't believe you'd pull something like this while pregnant. Even if you don't care about yourself, think about your baby. It's not worth taking someone's life over a guy right now. Your focus should be on hoping that Miss Levine pulls through. If she doesn't, Dr. Sutton will definitely divorce you, especially with their close relationship."